arrived here in our standing position. And let's widen out the feet just a bit. And we'll just start to bring a little bit of movement side to side. Just a nice, easy sway. Feel the connection of your feet to the floor. Let the arms relax. Be soft. If the arms would like to come with you, they can. Start to maybe feel into the shoulders. If you'd like, in this swaying movement, maybe add a shoulder roll. Beginning to draw your awareness to your breath. Maybe match your breath and your movement, inhaling and exhaling. Changing our movement just a bit. So we're going to still have that same sway side to side, but we're going to start to move the arms side to side, kind of wrapping around the body. You can even feel the connection, so swinging the arms and letting them come down, touching, tapping on the body. Big deep breaths here now. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. 3 more breaths here. Now bringing everything back to stillness. Taking a moment here to pause, to notice, maybe softening the eyes. Now, bringing hands right here around the area of the hips. Palms are facing one another. Relax the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. And on your next inhale, we're going to open the arms just a bit, turning so that the palms are facing out. And then exhale, bring the palms back together in the center. Exhale, so it's a very small movement to start. Maybe you're feeling ready to make the movement a little bigger. So as we pull the arms out to the sides, we'll focus a little bit more on drawing the shoulder blades together in the back. And then as we exhale, bringing the hands forward, we'll think a little bit more about opening the shoulder blades in the back. Inhale, closing the shoulder blades, pinching together. Exhale, opening. So in the front of the body, it's the exact opposite. On our inhale, we're opening across the chest. On the exhale, we're closing the chest. Two more breaths. Relaxing the arms down by your sides. Relaxing the shoulders, softening or closing the eyes, and taking a few breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms in front of us, creating fists here with the hands, bringing the hands back behind us, placing the fists on either side of the spine, right there at the sacrum, drawing the shoulder blades together, drawing the elbows a little closer together. Inhale, a little push on the hips, brings the belly forward. A little back bend here, so a little tiny sensation back here in the low back. Hopefully you can keep it within a reasonable limit so that it's not too much of a sensation. Just a little bit of opening here in the front of the body. You can bring the gaze up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, bringing everything back to neutral, sliding the hands away from behind us, down the legs, soften the knees, hinge at the hips, coming into a supported forward fold. So knees are nice and soft here. We fold the arms on top of the legs. Inhale, sweeping the arms forward, coming all the way up, creating those fists again with the hands. Hands come back behind us, pulling the shoulder blades together and sending the hips forward. Exhale, hands come around, slide down the legs, soften the knees right into supported forward fold. And again, an inhale brings us up. Arms sweep forward, creating fists that come right back behind. Big open chest here, hips go forward. And exhaling once again, making our way into a supported forward fold. Inhale takes us all the way back up to standing. Pausing right here. Softening where we can. Awareness of breath. Moving now into a breathing practice called Breath of Life. It is a 4-part breath. So it is 3 quick inhales through the nose and then a big exhale through the mouth. So it's like this without any body movements. So let's practice a few times without any movements. And one more. With the body movements. On those 3 quick inhales, we sweep the arms up, 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 and then on that big exhale, we just kind of melt forward. So it's inhale, 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 exhale. Two more. Pause right here, supported forward fold, fold the arms. And our next inhale brings us all the way back up to standing. We're going to pause right here and sit ourselves up in mountain pose. Beginning down with the feet, so feel the connection of your toes, balls of your feet, and heels. Strong legs with a little bit of softness in the knees. Nice neutral middle section. On your next in-breath, take the shoulders and roll them up, back, and down. And let's turn the palms to face forward. Now we're going to take the chin and imagine holding the chin back in just a bit, back in towards you. A little bit of a tuck to the chin, but mainly just kind of taking the chin back. Coming to this nice, fully supported position. And 2 more breaths here. Let's relax out of mountain pose and widen out our feet just a bit. For right now, we'll keep the feet and the legs stationary and focus on the upper body. We're going to open up the arms out to the sides. So relax shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. And then we're going to round everything in like you're giving yourself a hug. So right hand comes over to the left shoulder, left hand over to the right shoulder. Inhale to open here. Exhale to hug in. Now, feel free to really open if it feels comfortable for you. You can even bring the gaze up a little bit. And on the hug, feel free to kind of tuck everything in. Two more breaths. Now we're going to begin to bring a little bit of movement into the bottom part of the body. So as we open here, we're going to kind of tilt to one side. So lighten up one leg, heaviness in the other leg. And then as we come back, kind of bringing weight back into both legs, we'll hug in. And then we'll inhale to open to the other side. Exhale to hug right here in the center. Inhale to open. Two more breaths here. Take your time. And then one last hug in. Pause right here. Weight even between both feet. Tuck the chin down towards the chest. And just take a few breaths right here. And then on your next inhale, we'll release, coming all the way up. And back to our mountain pose. So take your time here to set yourself back up. Cueing into all those little areas of the body that might need maybe just a wee little adjustment. Now let's begin to widen out the feet again. This time maybe a little wider than before, and we'll angle the feet so that the toes are out to the corners. A big inhale in. We'll bring the arms up to create a circle right above us. We're going to Soften the knees here. So keep the bottom part of the body nice and stable and strong, but still for right now. We're going to just begin to tip towards one side. So just a little bit of a stretch along the side body. Only tip as far as is comfortable for you. And then inhale, back to center. Exhale, tipping towards the other side. And this can also be done with the arms a little bit more relaxed down by the sides. Let's do one more on each side. Now coming all the way back up to center, big breath in, and on your exhale, let's just fold. Softening the knees, hinging at the hips, sweeping the hands down towards the floor. And on our inhale, really power up through the feet, rising all the way up, inhale, and exhale, fold. Make our way through 2 more breaths. And once you've completed that last movement, let's release the arms. Focusing now on this side, let's lift the heel of the foot, or lift the toe of the foot rather, lift the toes. And pivot that foot towards the side of your room. Plant your foot down. And let's take a bend into that leg. If you need to, you can begin to shift and move the back foot, making it more comfortable. Feel that weight in between both legs, sinking down into the center. Now we're going to begin to turn towards this front leg. So right here from the belly, let's begin to turn. Need any adjustment here in the feet, feel free to adjust. Turning now so that our hips and shoulders are facing towards the front leg. Once again, see if you can sink down a little bit into the legs. We're going to open arms out to the sides, so making our cactus shape with our arms. Inhaling, bringing the chest into this nice wide open position. And then exhale, drawing the arms towards one another, palms facing one another. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Now on our next inhale, opening and then releasing the arms down. Hands come behind us, clasping the hands together or resting the hands on the back, on the low back. Now we're going to begin to hinge forward. So keep your spine straight, hinging right here at this hip crease. Stopping where it feels comfortable, where there's some challenge there, but where it feels comfortable. And knowing that at any time you can bring the hands away from the back and rest them on that front leg. Nice length here, imagine from where your tailbone is all the way up to the top of the head. Big long line, almost pulling forward a bit. Inhaling all the way back up. And let's turn again. Back towards center. Let's bring this foot along with us. Creating that shape once again where the legs are wide and the toes are pointed out to the corners. Inhale, big sweep of the arms. And on our exhale, we fold forward. Let everything go. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. More breaths. letting the arms relax down by your sides. Let's draw our awareness now over to this side. Lift the toes, pivot the foot. Sink down into the legs a bit, knowing that at any time we can change our footing if we need to. From right here in the midsection, let's begin to rotate so that our hips and shoulders are facing now towards this leg. And feel into the legs. As we sink down into the legs, we feel the strength of the muscles. We feel hopefully balanced between front and back. Now we're going to do a little side to side here with the arms. So we're going to inhale just one arm, reach up, maybe lengthen, maybe even a tip to the side. Exhale that arm down. Inhale the other arm up and over. So a little bit of a balance challenge here. And 2 more breaths. Hands come right back behind us, either clasping or resting on the low back. And remember, from the very beginning, you can also bring the hands right here to the front leg. We're going to hinge at the hip crease, nice long spine, coming into humble warrior. Inhaling our way all the way back up. And making our way back to center, pivoting the feet. And this time, we'll walk the feet all the way back in. Any wiggles that you need to get out. And then find your way into mountain pose. Once again. On your next inhale, let's sweep the arms, reaching up, big reach up. And on your exhale, making your way into forward fold. Pausing right here for 3 breaths. And now, giving the knees a nice bend so that we can get the hands down to the mat, stepping ourselves back into downward dog. And then lowering knees all the way down to your mat. Arriving here in all fours, spreading the hands wide, feeling the connection of the tops of the feet on your mat. And imagine your spine nice and parallel to your mat to begin. Now on your next inhale, we're going to bring the gaze forward, let the tailbone lift, coming into cow pose. Let's imagine now that we can get the shoulders down and away from the ears a little bit. So maybe just a little bit of a rotation of the shoulders to get a little bit of space there. Now we're going to reverse into cat pose, drawing the spine up towards the ceiling, tucking everything in towards the center, the tailbone and the chin. Inhaling your way through that all fours position and into cow. Find that length there between ears and shoulders. Exhale, drawing everything up and in for cat. And again, one more time, inhaling to cow. And exhale to cat. Our next inhale brings us back to your neutral all fours position. And then we're going to Lower ourselves to one hip and slide the legs around in front of us. Into a seated position. We're going to focus for a moment with the legs in this extended position. We're going to focus on our connection to the mat and this length up through the spine in this seated position. So we are going to add length without adding any tension anywhere. Just a little bit of a lightness or a lift. Now keeping that lightness or that lift in the spine in mind as we change the position of our legs. So we're going to bring one leg and tuck it in right in front of us as though we're headed into a cross-leg position. The other leg is going to rotate back behind us so that our back foot is right here resting on the inside edge of that foot. Front foot, we're resting on the outside edge of the foot. And if you have props and you'd like to add them anywhere. So find that length and that lightness up through the spine. And if you're feeling a little crooked, figure out where you might be able to add some height. Maybe under this knee or under the back hip, so that you can still feel that nice long straight line up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to bring both hands all the way over to the side of this front leg. If that front hand doesn't touch all the way down, it's okay, mine doesn't. But we'll try to have that back hand planted down to support us. We're going to take a nice big inhale, sweep that front arm all the way across. And exhale all the way back. Inhale, sweep across. And exhale back. And two more, just like that. Now let's pause right here on this side. And again, if your front hand doesn't reach all the way to plant down on the floor, you can rest it here on the leg. 2 breaths right here. And now we'll begin to transition out of this position with the legs by extending the front leg, carefully bringing that back leg around. Extend and give everything a little break. Take a few breaths. And while we're here, we'll find that lightness, that length. We'll begin now to move into that shape once again on the other side. So this leg comes forward. The other leg, we carefully flip around. Back foot again, that inside edge of the foot is resting down. Front leg, that outside edge is resting down. And because we know each side is different, we may need props different places so that we don't feel too much that we're leaning towards one side or the other. Once you feel somewhat balanced and propped and supported, let's bring both hands over to the side of the front leg, planting that back hand down. And if you need blocks here, I forgot to mention that on the other side, you can always have a block here underneath that back hand. We'll take that front hand and we'll inhale it, sweep it across. And exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Making your way through 2 more breaths. pausing right here on this side with both hands. Great, let's begin to make our way out of this position. This time we're going to come to a position where we have the soles of the feet on the floor. The knees are slightly bent. This is a completely optional movement here, and it will depend on your back, your shoulders, your neck. So this is kind of a rocking and rolling motion. And if you do it with the right speed, you might feel that it's somewhat of a massage onto each of the vertebrae, all the way up and all the way back. So take your time. If you're not sure how it will feel, take your time to sort of round down and then back up. And if it's not for you tonight, come all the way down to lying on your back and draw the knees in towards your belly. Okay, now let's all arrive down on our backs, drawing the knees in towards us, and we'll begin from here a side to side sway. So now we're feeling the massage in the shoulder blades and in each side of the sacrum area, the hips. And now let's reach feet up towards the ceiling. Keep the knees nice and bent, and let's open the legs out to the side. Supporting the legs either from behind with your hands or reaching up, maybe holding on to shins, ankles, or soles of your feet or toes. And again, you can bring movement to this, maybe a side to side rocking. Great, let's draw the knees back in towards us. Pausing right here for a few circles. And then bring the soles of the feet down to the floor. Now, if you have your block or your pillow or blanket nearby, we're going to just use one block for right now. And the position of the block is going to be kind of specific. So it's going to be a position where we can stretch out these muscles right here at the base of the skull down into the neck. So the positioning of the block is going to just kind of be trial and error. So it's going to be kind of right back here so that this edge of your block is kind of right across the base of the skull. And what that will do, if it's in the right position, is it'll take your chin and tip it down towards your chest. And that's what we're kind of going for. We don't want the block to necessarily be a pillow for resting the back of the head. We want it to actually be a mechanism for stretching that whole back of the neck. See if you can find a comfortable position for your block. I also have this nifty gadget, which is 3 tennis balls taped together. And so the 2 balls would go right at the base of your skull, and then that third one would support right there in the center. This is also a good little contraption to make for yourself. So once you've gotten what you feel is the right amount of stretch for you, relax the shoulder blades and the spine down. You can keep the knees bent, or you can lengthen out the legs. We're going to walk the shoulder blades down and away from the ears. We're going to really create some space back here in the neck. feel nice to sort of slowly shake the head no. Sometimes that just sort of gives a little massage right there to the base of the skull. Let's stay here for 2 more breaths. Now to make our way out of this position, we'll roll to one side, rolling off the block. And then we'll just make our way into a seated position. We're going to begin gathering our supplies for supported fish pose. So it can be 2 blocks, it can be pillows and a rolled up blanket. All we want is a configuration where we will have something that's long. So your block facing in this direction or a pillow facing in this direction, long ways on your mat. And then something else up above to act as a resting place for the head. So to make our way onto the blocks, we'll come to seated right behind this block that's in the center. And we're going to begin to lower our way down. And what we really want is that block, that blanket, that pillow that's in the center. We want it to be about right at the base of the rib cage. Going up towards the shoulder blades. And then this other block or pillow should be a resting place for the head so that the head is in a nice neutral position with the rest of the spine. So we don't want the head to be going too far backward. So what we want is a nice open chest here. Head is supported and comfortable. Let's let the arms come out to the sides with palms facing up. And we'll start with the soles of our feet on the floor. And then if it's comfortable for you, you can also lengthen out the legs. Continue to use the breath here to keep on softening, relaxing. It takes some time. You might find areas of the body holding on or tensing. Use that breath to just go to that area and start to soften. To make our way out of this supported fish pose, we'll roll to one side and make your way up to seated just in time to be able to clear your mat of all blocks and props. And then we'll make our way back to lying on our backs. Begin to move the knees side to side. So soles of the feet on the floor, just a gentle sway of the knees. And then letting the knees drift all the way over to the right. Opening arms out to the side, moving into a reclining twist. On your next inhale, bringing the knees back to center, readjusting. And then the knees go all the way over towards the left. Inhaling knees back to center and finding all those last movements that you'd like to make. Any props you'd like to have for rest time. And we'll begin to find that comfortable resting position, whatever that may be for you this evening. Finding that stillness within the body. And connecting with our breath. Tracing the inhale all the way in, down deep into the belly. And following that exhale all the way out from the belly, through the chest, past the throat, out.